Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today I will show you a simple tutorial on Rise of Nations, how to get into the game, not in that way, but learn the mechanics of the game. Also, you can check in my community section why I was inactive, and that's basically all. But let's go now. Alright, so let's go over the basics. Click a unit to move it wherever you want. Click and then click another place where you want to move. You can hold click to select several units. You can hold CTRL to ignore units. Just a second. I mean shift. Fuck. Here you have buildings. I will explain each of them. You have the description there, so you can check for yourself. Yeah, there's nothing to explain there. This is your political power. This is war exhaustion. This is stability. War exhaustion is gained when you are in war, obviously. You gain political power 1.6, and it decreases every time you enable a policy. It shows what each policy does. And stability, you can either gain or lose it. Lose it by having unrest when you invade a country. For example, I will invade Belarus now. And gain it by consumer goods, policies, or something else. Like this, government spending. Base stability plus 5%. This is your this is the diplomacy. You have allies, subjects, truces, wars. You can also release countries, like Kaliningrad, but there's a cooldown, obviously. So you don't abuse it in some servers. So now this is your economy. You gain income by tax, resources, trade, war operations, and puppets. You can increase your tax by technology or just simply developing a city like your capital. Resources, for example, oil. I hope America didn't hear it. It's located in Siberia. Let me just here. This is the most valuable one. What did I want to say again? Yeah, so that's basically resources. But I think mostly it's from Moscow. Okay, so you will mostly get resources from your capital, but in this case there's none. It's basically from oil and other stuff in Siberia, full of resources. Expenses is basically military upkeep, trade if you're buying something, reinforcements when a unit gets damaged and it has to repair itself, like more manpower, right here. War reparations, if someone beats you and he forces you to pay war reparations. Government spending, I went over that earlier. This fort maintenance, you can build a fort. It defends your it makes a city as I was saying, you can build a fort in any city you want. It makes your city harder to capture, but you have to maintain it, like you have to spend money so it exists. And puppet expense, if you're a puppet and you have to pay someone. Yeah, that's all for the economy. There's also this resources trade, where you can trade specific things you need, like I can produce all this, but yeah, for example, let's trade the consumer goods, and then you can either sell bulk, and buy bulk. Bulk means, well, yeah, just one time. For example, 200 units. Okay, that was economy. Now technology, you have a whole lot of bullshit here. Uh, you can boost your research power by getting more research output, which also costs research power. So yeah, that's. You also have economy to raise your tax, to get better infantry, better tanks, better naval stuff, artillery and anti-aircraft, air, and political. There's stability, integration, and resistance. Yeah, resistance, like harder to capture a city. That's technology. And the military, there's doctrines. Each has special abilities. For now, just I recommend balanced. But if you really want to be skilled, in some special military operations, I want specialization. Yeah, you see what it does. So you get less manpower because you only need specialized people. It takes longer to recruit them, and starting experience is higher, like these boys. You see, right there. What did they? What else? What else? Yeah, this is how much you recruit population. Russia has limited, but other countries have volunteer, so Russia gets more. But you see that affects tax income minus 10%, and yeah. So I recommend volunteer because I don't want that shit. And as you go higher, you will recruit more, but it's worse effects. See? That's bullshit. So there's ideologies. You can be socialist, liberalism, and nationalism. I recommend socialism because it makes your war exhaustion go down, but not always. If it's like some exhausting wars, liberalism is good for money, money, money. But you don't really want to war a lot. Democracy is basically that, but better or worse. How do I say it? Nationalism. I think you can already see. I think you can already see where I'm going with this. And communism. Yeah. What else? What else? So I went over this. I went over democracy. Yeah, let me show you an example of a war. Just a minute. You can now you can press CTRL to select multiple cities, and then you can do anything you want, like spawn infantry. I already justified on Belarus. Oh yeah, I forgot to go over this. You can declare war. You can form an alliance if it's a player. You can make it puppet again if it's a player. If it's a bot, it will just refuse all these. Justify war. You can either go conquest, which I already did. You can go subjugate to puppet country, and liberation to liberate smaller countries inside that one big. Send aid. You can send manpower and money to it in case of a war, or just if you want to support it economically. You can fund rebels to erect its stability. If it has a high war exhaustion, it will gain a lot of problems. You can view cities, and you can just a second. You can view trades, which it has none. It's a bot. I'm in a private server. So yeah, let me show an example of a war. Oh, and one caution: when you capture the first city of your enemy, the enemy's home guards will instantly rush to the city you captured, and if you have a good entrenchment and higher force, you can easily defeat them. Just watch. Now let's go over military details. Here you can either start training to gain experience. It will help a lot, but you can only train to like somewhere here. Other is gained by battle, like what you just saw right now. Assigning group, you can make you can make a military group. You can also assign a leader to it for any, but this is an army, so yeah. And then click the army to apply the effects, so it's in the group. Now you can either make reinforcements come or not. You can auto capture, which will capture all the cities, like capture all or just Belarus if you have more enemies. Split in half, it makes two units, and the max of the splits is on 16. Just watch. Oh, I mean, it's because I have 130, but if you have more than 160, then you can do like 16 units. So when I split it, it will be easier to capture every city rather than going one by one with a big unit. Now let's get it back on. Yeah, I also forgot to say, when you split units, you can also form a line by doing this. For example, if I want a front with Ukraine, you hold shift, press city, hold shift still, press a city, and repeat that until your front is finished, and click form line. See? But I won't do that now because of several reasons. Yeah, I think that was yeah, you can also disband, but I don't recommend doing that unless your units can't get back to your main territory if they're stuck or something. You don't want to waste manpower and experience, right? So now that this is done, also, yeah, you can see my war exhaustion going up. That's when you're in a war. This is military service act. I recommend doing that if you don't want your economy crashed. Here, let me just... Yeah. And now let's just capture Belarus. I will show you war things later when it's done. Like peace demands, that's what I meant. Okay, Belarus is done. Now hear me out. This is like your war tab. And you can also, if you have an ally and you want to add him to help you, you can just add war ally, and then here's a selection of your allies. They can refuse or accept, of course. They are not forced. When Belarus is red, that means they don't have any more cities. They capitulated. That's basically all. See, view cities. There's nothing. You have losses here. You see the amount of troops. Now here, negotiate terms. There's the demand terms or concede terms. Concede is when you give them something like, oh please, I will, you can annex my cities and stuff. Demand terms is basically the opposite of it. You demand something from them, like this. We'll talk about this later. For other war goals. And yeah, you can just go max for the bots to get fucking rich. See? Now, I told you about unrest that causes stability to go down, of course. Now that war is over, war exhaustion will go down, as you can see. So how to fix stability? I told you already how to gain it, so we will do it. Let's go first by policy. Welfare Act will assist in providing the needs those who are unable to provide for themselves. You will get less tax to like help them, but stability will be higher. It's worth it. There's also another way I told you to build civilian factories, but I didn't build any factories now. So if you like get resources that you need and stuff by trade, but I'm Russia, I have everything that needs. Yeah, you can make your stability good. I also forgot to say about formables. Yeah, formables. Look, this is what you need for Russian Empire. I had several bad tries of trying to form it, but in the end I did. Look, Tsar is the title for forming the Russian Empire in a public server. So yeah, I did. So formables just give you stability, and I think it's worth it. If it's not too big, if it's Russia, then fuck off. It's not really needed. But it's not only for stability. You also gain a lot of money because you like gain cities from others. You gain resources. You gain everything. So it's kind of worth it. What did I want to say again? Okay. Yeah, so that was the army on land. Let's go over the army in sea. Oh wait, fuck! I forgot this. Modifiers. You can get some events based on your stability and probability. Some events that can really hurt or make your country better. Yeah, that's basically all for modifiers. Rankings. It's based on economy, stability, and other shit. Not on size, because Japan is ahead of me. So yeah, what do you expect? Look. Yeah, that's rankings. There's also factions. If you join a faction, you break ties with everyone allied with you, and you join the faction only with the ones who were there. And if someone outside the faction attacks you, others will also join in and basically beat the shit out of you. Unless you're USA, it's just too strong. I hate those merged cities. Just look at it. What the fuck? Okay, that was for the factions. What else? Yeah. You see this? Resources, political, blah blah blah. You can adjust map based on how you want a view. This is diplomatic. This is me, and there's also like other diplomatic relations. If it's players, for example, I can be allies with Poland. Factions. You can view factions like with different colors, but I'm in a private server again. Ideologies. I have no idea. I never saw the map. Political is the normal map. Terrain, my guy. This mountainous is hell. So don't go over these parts in Europe. You will die. I'm telling you, you will die. By the way, I just now saw Russia doesn't have any natural protection for invaders. Just now realized. So yeah, I'm just clean land to be taken by some other power. So that's terrain, and this is biomes. This is like normal. This is Arctic. That's why invading Norway is hell. This is mild. I mean, it's November, so yeah, it's mild winter. It updates. What else? Yeah, this is arid. This is basically a desert, Sahara Desert. What did you expect? Semi-mountainous, arid, and this is a jungle. Here are jungles. And resources, you can choose which ones you want. Well, let me just... Okay. You can choose what resources you want to see. Europe has a lot of oil, but Russia is the biggest. Seriously, though. I don't understand how Europe has... Meh, whatever. Yeah. Okay, that's resources. What else? Oh yeah, I wanted to go over navy. I will just explain because I don't want to build each one of them. I will just explain. So there are destroyer, frigate, frigate, battleship, aircraft carrier, and submarine. So let me explain each one of them. Destroyer, he's kinda weak, but not strong either. Wait for. He's in the middle. He's not weak, but he's not strong. He can beat a submarine, but he's weak with. He can beat a submarine and a frigate. He will get destroyed by battleships, aircraft carriers, or just more destroyers than him. Frigate, it's the weakest of them. It's basically like for patrolling and shit. Yeah, for low cost operations. Battleship, this big boy will kill anyone on sight, unless it's a submarine. He's weak against it. Aircraft carrier. Where do I start? This guy, he caused me so much problems against USA. Like so much problems. He bombards my naval units with high range. He basically destroys everyone. Battleship destroys everyone, and he's like support for bombarding, and he also serves as a base for your aircraft. You can see by the name. But he also gets killed by submarines. And finally, submarine. I just told you everything. Submarine can get killed by destroyer, but beats everyone else. I don't know for frigate though. I never built it. That's you saw nothing. You saw nothing. Anyways, that was naval, and now let's go over air force. Attacker, bomber, fighter, transport aircraft. Attacker, he's like destroyer in the middle. Okay, never mind. He can actually never mind. He's the weakest. He will die by fighter, and he just best suited for ground and naval attack operations. He will attack naval units and ground units in a war. Yeah, he gets killed by fighter. Bomber. This guy is my favorite. He can bomb. I mean, you can see by the name. He bombs cities, and basically ruins the other country's economy. If you bomb the capital, for example, Germany. If you bomb West Germany cities and the capital, Germany is basically destroyed. He doesn't have a chance. Now, fighter. This bitch! When I fought with China, they had 72 fighters, and they basically destroyed my whole aircraft. Fighter, on the other hand, his weakness is that he can't travel a lot. He needs some checkpoints, airports, checkpoints, whatever, to rest, because he has low endurance. He literally can't fly from Moscow to Kazakhstan capital. He basically stops somewhere here, and then he needs to return. So it caused me problems with Kazakhstan when I invaded the player. What fuck? Okay, that's fighter and transport aircraft. This shit is useless. Who uses it? But I will explain it. So basically, when you build it, you can get your units, but not too much, into it, and you can transport it. For example, in Italy, if you're invading it by air. But be careful. If Italy, any other player you're invading, has anti-aircraft, your units will be destroyed. I think. High vulnerable to anti-air and fighters. So yeah, be careful when you're transporting them. That's all for air, and oh, I forgot land units, of course. I only went over infantry. Tank, this bitch is powerful, but if you think 200 tanks can beat like 100k units, then no, they can't. But yeah, tanks are powerful, and they don't forget what I said. Anti-aircraft, you can see by the name what they do. Very weak against other ground units. Artillery, also very weak against other ground units if they're in a close combat, but they can bombard them like shit. Not only ground units, but also naval units like destroyer or something. And yeah, that's basically land units. Fine, I will tell you. So you get nuked by 40 units of enriched uranium. You also need a nuclear weapon design technology, and you need to build a silo. I don't know where though. Wait. Oh yeah, here. here, build a silo, but you need this technology, all of these, and they are very expensive, like 2,000, 3,000. You have to be 5 hours or more in a game. Seriously. I mean, maybe less, I don't know. If you're saving up, then less, but you also need others, because there's other players they can be a threat to you. So yeah, nuke takes a lot of time. If you don't touch grass, you'll need a lot of time. I meant if you don't touch grass, it's probably easy for you. So I think that's the whole tutorial for Rise of Nations. I hope you guys enjoyed. Also, Happy New Year! Wait, fuck. Okay, so Happy New Year, guys! For your reward for waiting so much, I made a game on Roblox. I hope you enjoy it. It's about military, but not Rise of Nations. It's completely different. It's called Classic Fighting Game. The link will be in description. And as another reward, I made this video for you Rise of Nations players to just get better at the game. I mean, I'm not something myself. You can see my XP here. I'm not such a good player, but yeah, it's a basic tutorial. I hope I helped you guys at least a little. And yeah, that's all. Have a good day. Bye.